So yeah, OpenAI just turned ChatGPT into an actual app platform, not just a chatbot anymore. You can literally use and run other apps inside ChatGPT. Spotify, Canva, Zillow, Booking.com, Coursera, they're all live right now. And developers, they can start building their own apps today with this brand new Apps SDK. This is the biggest shift in how ChatGPT works since its launch. Here's what's going on. At OpenAI's Dev Day 2025 event in San Francisco, Sam Altman kicked things off by announcing that ChatGPT is now hosting a whole new generation of interactive conversational apps, powered by the new Apps SDK. Basically, instead of bouncing between a dozen browser tabs or mobile apps, you can do it all right inside ChatGPT. It's like your phone's app store just got absorbed into an AI chat window. Right now, the feature's rolling out to all logged-in ChatGPT users outside the EU across the free, Go, Plus, and Pro tiers. Enterprise, business, and education users are getting it later this year. And yep, this is all built on something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short, which started as an open standard from Anthropic. OpenAI is using it as the backbone to connect ChatGPT with third-party tools and data. But with their own twist, developers can now design both the logic and the user interface for apps. So what does that actually look like? Let's take some of the demos from Dev Day. One example used the Coursera app. Inside ChatGPT, you can launch a Coursera video right in the chat. Hey, can you explain what they're talking about right now? And ChatGPT will automatically grab that moment's transcript and respond in plain language without you typing timestamps or clicking around. It's called Talking to Apps, and it's all happening live in the chat interface. Then there's Canva. During the keynote, OpenAI engineer Alexei Christakis pulled up an old chat about his sibling's dog walking business and asked Canva to design a bright, colorful poster for Walk This Wag. ChatGPT sent the request. Canva did its magic in the background, and a few minutes later, the designs appeared right there in the chat, ready to tweak, enlarge, or turn into a slide deck. And yes, he actually did that too. Canva, turn this into a pitch deck. Done. And the Zillow demo? Wild. Christakis asked, based on our past chats, what's a good city to expand the dog walking business? ChatGPT remembered they'd talked about that before and suggested Pittsburgh. He then typed, Zillow, show me homes for sale there, and suddenly there's an interactive map with listings, photos, and filters for things like outdoor space and parking, all inside ChatGPT. You could click a listing, go full screen, see prices, contact agents, never leaving the chat. Zillow's head of AI, Josh Weisberg, called it a first-of-its-kind experience that makes finding a home faster and more human. Now for developers, this Apps SDK is a big deal. It's open source, it's built on MCP, and it lets devs use their own backend, add logins or premium features, and define their own chat logic. Everything runs right inside ChatGPT's interface. You can even test your app using developer mode. Submissions for the official app directory open later this year. Apps that meet OpenAI's design and safety guidelines will show up when they're most relevant in conversation, and those that go above and beyond can be featured. OpenAI is also preparing for monetization using something called the Agentic Commerce Protocol, which will allow instant checkout directly within ChatGPT. So yeah, paid apps are coming. In the short term, this changes how people use ChatGPT. Instead of it being just a super smart assistant, it's now a hub where you can do things. Book hotels with Booking.com, create presentations in Canva, take courses in Coursera, make playlists with Spotify, browse homes on Zillow, all through one interface. For developers, it's a potential gold rush. OpenAI is promising access to over 800 million users. That's a massive reach for anyone building software. Plus, the SDK follows strict design and safety rules. Apps must be reliable, privacy-focused, appropriate for all audiences, and transparent about what data they use. OpenAI is making privacy opt-ins super clear. When you first connect an app, ChatGPT tells you exactly what data might be shared, and even more granular controls are coming soon. In the long term, though, this could shift the whole app ecosystem. Instead of competing for App Store rankings, developers might fight for conversational relevance, meaning their apps get discovered in real time when ChatGPT thinks you need them. And that's powerful. It makes ChatGPT feel like a true operating system for AI, where you don't open apps anymore, they come to you. DevDay also dropped a few other major updates that kind of flew under the radar. OpenAI launched Agent Kit, which helps people build and optimize their own AI agents and workflows. There's Codex, now out of research preview, which can code and connect to hardware. It literally controlled a camera and Xbox controller in one demo. GPT-5 Pro also hit the API with deeper reasoning and higher accuracy. And the company's video generator Sora 2 is now accessible via API 2, capable of creating high-quality, realistic videos straight from prompts. So yeah, OpenAI is expanding on every front. Smarter models, more tools, more integrations, and now a full-on ecosystem built inside ChatGPT itself. Honestly, this feels like the moment where ChatGPT stops being just a chatbot. It's becoming a full platform, an AI operating system. I think this move puts OpenAI ahead of every other player right now because it blends conversation with actual functionality. You're not switching between tools, you're just talking and stuff gets done. But there's a flip side. There are still big questions about how third-party data is handled. Does OpenAI get to see what happens inside those apps? Can it train on that data? What happens to the older GPT store that used to host custom GPTs? OpenAI hasn't given clear answers yet. Until that transparency is nailed down, some devs might hesitate to jump in. Still, if OpenAI pulls this off safely and fairly, this could reshape how we use AI in everyday life. Apps won't just be icons on your screen, they'll be conversations you're already having. So what do you think? Does this make ChatGPT way more useful? Or does it give OpenAI too much control over the AI ecosystem? Would you trust apps that live inside your chats? Drop your thoughts below. I really want to hear what side you're on.